Back in the landscape again today, probably my first love area, photography. But if you've just seen my videos that I put up, you've probably seen that I've just come back from Edinburgh and Glasgow, and also I shoot down in London if you subscribe to my E6. But I enjoy switching between the two environments, the urban environment and the rural landscape. I know there's a lot of photographers that do struggle in the urban environment, even though they excel in the landscape here. But I like switching between the two, and I like the environments and the different subjects that each one throws up. So today I'm in North Wales, and I'm here to shoot some glorious views, some abandoned quarries, and I'm hoping to get over to Anglesey too, which is actually a place I haven't photographed before. The light's looking a little bit flat, the sun's trying to break through, but it's not looking that great for the next few days. So we'll just have to see how we get on. So my first shot today is looking south down Lyn Pardan. I think that's how you pronounce it. Got the quarry here which I'm stood on, which is Glyn Ronwy. It's not an original shot. I've seen this view done before and I've always wanted to capture it, so I've come here to do that today. There's a kind of pinnacle sticking out the bottom of the quarry there, which makes a nice focal point to do as a foreground with the mountains there in the background. But I think I'm going to have to get a lower viewpoint, because you can see over there we've got the factory right in the middle, which is standing like a sore thumb. So I think I need to get a lower viewpoint, either sliding down some of this slate or trying to get down to one of the lower levels there, because I want to try hide that factory behind some of the trees or the different levels of the quarry there. So I'm going to have to get a lower viewpoint there. Now, as I say, the light is very poor today. There's high cloud. The sun's trying to break through, but it's not doing a very good attempt. And so I probably won't get that shot that I've got in my mind of this, with glorious light lighting across the landscape here, lighting up the trees. And you'll probably find you're the same when you come to these locations. You've seen the fantastic views, but when you come here yourself or anywhere else, you just don't get the shot that other people seem to get. Now, of course, they may be lucky. They may have come here that first time and got that shot just right with the perfect light, but more likely they've made several visits. So I'm not going to get that shot today. I'm just going to do, it's nice to do a recce to see where this shot was, so I can come back here again. I'll do a test shot for now, but it's usually multiple visits, so you have to put the effort in and come back here time and time again. I may come back here next month, it may be next year. I know the conditions I want. I just couldn't plan for it this time. I just came on the time I could. You just have to go with the weather. So it may take 3-4 visits to get that perfect shot I want, and that's probably the same as anybody else who's captured this view. They probably haven't got it on that first time. So if you find you haven't got that shot first time, don't worry, you're not alone. Oh, does anybody want any slate? Bring it home for them. Got loads of choices here. Perhaps your kitchen or your garden, perhaps. Say now before it's too late. No? Okay. Well, I've shimmied around the edge of the quarry here to get a lower viewpoint. I think that's actually the technical term for moving around on a quarry, shimmying. Yeah. So I've got a slightly lower viewpoint. It's not quite the viewpoint I think I want, because I can still see the factory. There is a lower level just down here, but to access that, I think you have to come in from over on my left, but it's fenced off there. But I did see from the top there was a couple of holes that have been cut in it. So you're not really meant to go in here, I don't think, down that lower level. But if you wanted to and climb for a hole, you could do, but I'm not going to bother with that, especially as the weather's not fantastic. And I certainly wouldn't condone going in where it says keep out, even if there is a hole. So I've got this kind of nice view here. I'm going for a slightly low viewpoint where I'm actually stood, just so I can sort of bring in some of the slate as a foreground, because there's a lot of trees down here in my way. The little pinnacle there is slightly hidden. That's why that lower viewpoint will probably be better. You can get a better view of it. So this is my version on this kind of day. It's not the best, but it gives me an idea of the kind of view I can do here. So it's my first shot from this location. Probably won't win any prizes, but it'll do for now. And I'll promise myself to return, hopefully better conditions. And so for this shoot, like most landscape shoots I do, I'm shooting with my prime lenses again. This particular view is with a 17mm on the Olympus, which is 35mm on a full frame camera. I do prefer shooting with primes rather than the zooms, although I do sometimes shoot with the zooms when I'm doing video because it just makes it a little bit easier to do. I like the way it slows me down, just as it does using a tripod, but I can think better with a single prime lens. I can concentrate on that focal length and the composition it gives me. So I've got the 17mm, I've also got a 12mm, 25mm, 45 and 60. So that gives me a range between 24 and 120 on a full frame camera, that kind of focal length range. And that will cover me for most situations that I shoot in the landscape. Well, with a bit more shimmying and a bit of scrambling down the side of the quarry, I have actually found my way down to that lower level without having to come through the broken fence. Whether this still means I'm trespassing, I don't know, because it just leads on from where you'd come in where it says keep out. But anyway, I'm down and the view is so much better. I've got a clearer view of this pinnacle down here. It stands out much more dramatic, and it really is the perfect viewpoint here. Still haven't got the light obviously, but it's a great view. It's a wonderful view down into that quarry there, so at least I found the perfect viewpoint, even if I haven't got the light. But I think we'll still make a good photograph out of this. Well, I've come down to the water's edge now of Llyn. I was going to do the classic view looking south again, but using the rather cliched lone tree that sits at the top end there. But there seems to be a group of photographers, perhaps a workshop. There's about 4 photographers there, all huddled around prime spot. It's a very small area you can shoot from there. So hopefully when they've gone, I can go and get a shot myself. Well, the workshop group is gone now. Nice bunch of guys. So I've got the place to myself again, but it is hard to do a shot here without it being a cliche. It's a shot probably done thousands of times before. So I've just done a square shot. I've actually done it with 2 exposures because I want some smoothness in the water, but I don't want the tree or the cloud to blur. So I've done 2 exposures, one putting ND to blur the water, and then one without the ND, just get a standard shot of the tree, and I'll blend the 2 together because I don't want any blurring in those branches which are blowing about in the breeze here. Well, one of the advantages of shooting at this time of year, which is early October, is that there's no very early sunrises. It's around 7:30 now, so it's a reasonable time in the morning to be taking pictures. The disadvantage is that it's very changeable weather, and today it's dull, it's cloudy, damp, wet, and pretty miserable. Even if that sun is just starting to break through there. It's going to go in a minute, so don't worry about that. But despite all this, I am going to get a photo anyway for you guys for this video. That's going to go. That's just teasing me, that is. Anyway, I'm off to get at least one photograph this morning. Well, I'm just watching the light down there in the valley. Got the sun breaking through there. If anybody's shooting down there, they've got some good light this morning. Unfortunately, that's not the way I'm looking. I'm looking this way because my view this morning is looking across Llyn Ogwyn, and I've got the mountain of Tryfan just up there in the mist. So it is looking promising. There are breaks. Hopefully it will continue as the morning goes on, and I will get some light coming down here if I stick around long enough. At the moment it's not quite happening, but we'll set up with this waterfall that we've got coming down here, and so we get a composition, at least one shot to start the day. So I've climbed and I've climbed until I've got a nice view, nice open view looking down the valley now, with the water cascading down from my right. Got a nice little tree in the shot here, nice view over Llyn Ogwyn. Tryfan's still in mist and low cloud at the moment, but yeah, nice composition here. I've got to stand here. I can't kind of crouch down or sit down because I'm going to end up with one of these prickles in my backside. So yeah, just kind of leaning over the camera. Just using a 6-stop ND just to blow that water, give it a little bit of softness. It's looking pretty nice. I'll try a couple of variations as I'm here because it's quite a wide view here, so see if there's a vertical shot perhaps. And then I'll move down the valley, back down the hill, do a couple more shots as I go down for the different views. It's looking quite good. No light at the moment, so it's going to be a very dull, sort of moody kind of shot. That low cloud is adding a bit of mood. Better than blue skies anyway. At least it's not raining at the moment and the wind's died down. So it's a pretty enjoyable morning. Now, if I can't get low enough to look through the viewfinder to double check my composition, etc., I use one of these loops that I put on the LCD screen. Really useful for getting a better check on that either preview or after view on the LCD screen. Cuts out all the light, especially good if it's a really sunny day, and get a much better view of your composition, and you can check your focus and then double check it in the review without any light getting into the shot or onto the screen. So now I'm all set up here with my composition. What I really wanted is just that sun to break through, just to kiss the top of the hills there, the top ridge there. It doesn't have to come down into the valley, but just provide a little light, a little bit of light coming through the top there would be really nice. But you sit and you wait and you just keep your fingers crossed. Well, that light down the valley keeps teasing me to do a shot down there, so I have set up here. I found these nice group of rocks here to try and complement that view down there. There was a lovely shaft of light just came through, so I quickly tried to set up, got the composition I wanted, but it's just disappeared again now. And if anything, the rain is now moving in, the wind's coming down, the thicker clouds coming in, so I'm getting a little bit wet now. So it's a shame. You got the light in the distance. Just missed the ideal opportunity. Got one shot, but not the light I just saw coming through. Just missed it. There's still a nice view down there. Still a nice view. Obviously, that's where I should have gone this morning, isn't it? Well, my feet are soaking wet, but at least I didn't break my neck coming back down there. Unfortunately, we didn't get the break in the clouds, we didn't get the light I wanted. We didn't even get to see the top of Tryfan up there. It's still in low cloud. So one thing's for sure, I'll definitely be back again. There it is. There's the top of Taifan. Bit late now though.